I wonder if this works.
Are you using the ones from Derek?
I'm going to try.
He really liked them.
Yeah. Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show before the show. Good morning. You sound great. Ben says that. Hi, Ben. Hey, Anthony, Peggy. Hi, Crystal Mathenia. Mathena? Is it Mathena or Mathenia?
Mathena.
Mathena.
Crystal, correct us if we're wrong. I'm almost positive it's Mathena.
Hi, Crystal. Crystal is
on our team now,
yes,
everybody.
She is. She appears to be really, really good at what she does.
She's a rock star.
And her husband, Nick.
Yeah, Nick's a rock star. That is one power couple. Crystal and Nick are. They truly are. Rock stars. Are you getting a cold?
No, I have a sinus infection.
Oh.
That just sneezing and...
Yeah, I wonder if you have a hay fever.
Can you talk? Can you talk?
Can I talk?
Yeah, I was trying to see if these...
Oh, yeah, work. I can talk. Can you hear those earphones?
I don't know. I'm trying to see right now.
This is the show before the show. The show before the show.
I don't know. Okay, can you talk, Lizzie?
I can talk.
All right, I hear
Vic. Can you hear him? Yeah.
We'll see if these work better, a little better. David, good morning. Send stars to support our goal. That was yesterday. Everybody's jumping in. Les says, what's Cusack saying now? Talking about John Cusack. Loved him in Better Off Dead movie. It was great, but he's still a lefty hack. If he's a lefty hack, he's changing. He is changing. People.
I think he is changing. At least leaning a little bit the opposite way.
Well, he's calling out the left, just like who was Dawson's Creek guy? James
what is his name? What is his name? Vanderbeek. Yep. Vanderbeek
ripped the liberal left party because of refusing to have a debate with Joe Biden. So he started calling out Joe Biden.
Good old Joe.
They don't have a uniter. They need a uniter.
They do.
But it's impossible.
Yeah, who would you? I mean, I can't even think of who it would be.
The Republican Party is in shambles.
Right.
So is the Democrat Party.
Both the Uniparty is in shambles for sure. In shambles.
Isn't it funny how things in life come full circle?
Yes. Yes, they do. Full circle. Like the circle.
I don't wish bad things on anybody. I really don't. Anybody knows me knows that I don't. It is interesting, though, to see.
Yeah. The Uniparty.
Be careful what you wish for. Not even the Uniparty, just in life.
Yeah, in life. Be careful what you wish for.
Chris says, Vic, you sound like I feel. I don't sound that great, but I feel decent.
And you don't look sick. It just, you just sound. And now you're coughing. When you said things come in full circle, you might want to show those. That's a full circle.
Oh, yeah, that is. I'm going to take these over to my friend Ben.
Yes.
Dun, 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 dun. Republican cookies. You show up to work at Strategic Air Services.
And you can get an elephant cookie.
I made these last night. That's why I wasn't here yesterday.
Yeah, that's right. And
your packaging took a long time.
I bet it did.
The icing was easy because it was already on. I just had to put it on top.
You just had to put it on top. Those are the best kind of cookies that have elephants on it like that. here, I'm going to talk about my granddaughter again, but
Good,
her room is
taste
done
this.
by elephants, just like that. They have an elephant room for their child. Are you going to eat the cookies on air?
I'm going to take a bite.
Mm-hmm. They look lovely. The show before the show. Vic is eating cookies.
By the way, here's advice. And I learned this a long time ago when it comes to eating on live TV or a live show. And yes, there's a class for this.
Is there a class for this?
There's a class because you'll see people eat on TV or, first of all, you never want to eat a hot dog. Okay. Ever.
Oh, why, Vic? Why would you not want to eat a hot dog?
It just looks bad.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not trying to warm you up because we know how you go. You go from 0 to 100 in about a second.
Well, I was just wondering.
Just don't eat a hot dog.
Just don't eat a hot dog.
Guys look worse than girls, but
I don't know about that. You know what else you should not eat on air? One day I was watching, and it was like a morning talk show, but it wasn't in St. Louis, it's somewhere else. And they had a sub or whatever, and he was eating his breakfast when they would go to commercial, but the camera would still be there. And he was eating cereal. Yeah. He was eating cereal, and it was going like this. I mean, you could hear it. They didn't turn the mic off, and it was like milk all over. Yeah. So I don't know. I think cereal might even be worse.
We all have our idiosyncrasies, but the mouth, like, ugh. Does anybody bite their fork? I hate.
Mm-hmm. You probably don't like eating on those metal dishes either, do you? You know,
I'm fine with that.
Oh, you're fine with that?
No,
okay.
It's just people eating. But if you're going to take a bite, don't eat a hot dog on camera, whatever, anytime. If you're at a baseball game, hockey game, just put your head down. Don't get caught on a camera eating a hot dog. Enough said. I don't need to explain that.
No, you don't. And Terry's saying no bananas or spaghetti either.
Bananas, no, bad. I didn't know about spaghetti. It depends on how you put it all together, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you're ever on TV, because people will, one of the dumbest things I was thought on is if you take a bite and then people are like waiting for you
to finish eating.
And nobody's ever rarely, if ever, does somebody take a bite of something and go, that sucks. That is total shit. Nobody does that.
Well, they shouldn't. Because, sometimes people will bring in food and you can't go, oh, that food tastes terrible.
The proper way, the proper way you take, I'm going to show you again.
I want to see it.
The proper way to eat on camera is to take a small bite.
Okay.
Keep your mouth closed. You can look at the camera, look down.
And you're still talking with food in your mouth.
No, but you don't want to talk. That's the key. I was just giving updates.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And there's a class for that.
And then you give it's small bites.
Small bites, yeah.
Don't go crazy. Don't talk with your mouth full, and make sure you can chew it as quick as you can because you don't want people sitting around waiting on you.
Right. Yeah. That's right.
And waiting.
Yeah.
And waiting. But that is a TV class on how to
eat. A TV class. So that
small bites, mouth closed, finish it, then talk.
People should do that in real life too, even if they're not on camera.
Vic at canceltheshow.com will be giving classes.
I was getting ready to say.
Yes, if you'd like classes on food etiquette, go to canceltheshow.com/Vic.
And then make sure you chew completely because if you swallow and choke on camera, it could be equally as embarrassing.
It's embarrassing,
right?
Yeah. And then somebody has to give the Heimlich maneuver. It could be a real whole thing. It could.
This isn't bad, but normally don't eat.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good-looking cookie that was here at Strategic Air Services because they often have right Republican events here.
That was Nick Shore's event last night. Missouri State Center, I was told.
Yes.
I think that was his event. By the way, Bill Eigel's coming on the show tomorrow.
Got it. Good. I bet I know what you're going to talk to him about.
State Senator. Well,
several things probably.
He says he's been trying to be canceled.
Yeah. People are trying, the left especially is trying to cancel him big time right now. Actually, and Nick Schroer. Both of them are really being trolled big time on left. Well, like on Twitter, his Twitter stopped for a little bit and yeah.
You see, I was trying to eat around the elephant.
Eat around the elephant. Yes. I'm sure even if you just have one of these cookies and you go into a room and you don't know who everybody is, they're going to want to cancel you.
Yeah,
you
never
come with your elephant cookie.
Never eat on air. It's just bad.
On air. Mm-hmm.
As soon as you drink milk, someone on that show will make you laugh for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I get it. All right, let's get the show started. We've got that to talk about.
Show on the road.
I love the fact that liberals are starting to eat their own from a national standpoint. John Cusack, we'll get into that. Another Biden administration debacle regarding ID cards for illegals. That's how we're going to keep in contact with them. All right. They'll keep those there for you.
Yeah.
Hunter Biden, who was going to plead guilty before as part of a plea deal with his gun charge, felony gun charge, now allegedly isn't going to do it. That guy is such a joke. I do hear my liberal friends posting going, well, I'll get into that in a second in the show.
Okay.
Like, subscribe, share the show. We'll get into all that. Minnesota, the liberals in Minnesota, and I hate having to say liberals, but a community now turning back on, we need to start going after. Imagine Ladue, Clayton, some parts of Chesterfield. I would say Webster, but Webster is a nice area, but there's some other nicer, more affluent areas that are liberal that I was saying.
True. Mom
and son get carjacked out of their own driveway. And then you have a DA that's refusing to meet with them.
Wow.
Yeah, we'll get into that story as well. I mean, why can't go a show without showing Donald Trump serving up pizza, right?
Absolutely. My favorite two things, pizza and Donald Trump.
And there's nothing like saying, no, I don't have COVID. I don't have COVID.
He just has a sinus infection.
I do. I get them throughout the year, unfortunately. I do.
Yeah.
I have bad sinuses. At some point, I've got to get a deviated septum taken care of.
You're going to get your face roto-rootered?
Yeah, I'm going to Mickey Rourke my face.
Mickey Rourke your face.
I'm going to get some work done. I'm going to take care of the bridge of my nose that I broke 3 times in my life. Only once in football, though, believe it or not.
That will help you breathe better.
So I'm here. Do I sound that bad?
You sound like you're sick. You do.
But I don't look like I'm sick.
No, and you're not acting like
he
you're
doesn't.
sick.
No, he just sounds a little nasally. It's not even. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get out of it. Enough about me. Now I've
and your cookie.
Now I've got the cookie because I don't want to eat on air. We've already had the lesson.
Do you want to start with the commercials?
Sure.
Yeah, let's start with the commercials. Check out our sponsors, our advertisers, please. And seriously, if you guys know of anybody, share the show with as many people as you know. But just let them know. They don't have to watch us every day, but the more people we get, the better. Anywhere, send them a link. Tell them check it out. Continue to promote like-minded people. Even if they don't like us, jump on. We love to hear the other side of things. We're going to have a St. Louis County attorney joining us in the next 2 weeks.
Good.
He is a hardcore left liberal.
Okay,
He thinks we're nuts, and he is a friend of mine, and we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk to him.
Yeah.
Do I have to be nice?
Respectful.
I'm always respectful.
Respectful. Yeah, you got to tell me what happened with Derek, because I haven't heard back from the PETA woman yet from yesterday.
Oh, it was
Did he
good.
upset her?
No, but he did push back on her a little bit. Yeah. But he was respectful. He was totally respectful to her.
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah.
You guys can inform me. All right, we'll be back. Here's our commercials. Like, subscribe, share the show. Get ready. Big show coming up here on September 21st.
House has the largest selection of solid wood with the hottest new styles. Real furniture that's built to last, like our solid bedrooms, living rooms, and dining from Kincaid. Our volume enables us to save you a lot of money, especially during our solid wood sale. Plus, get free financing, fast free delivery, and free in-home design. So for solid wood, sweet styles, and solid service since 1964, shop over 3 football fields of furniture at Carroll House, because you like nice things.
Marco! Wait, what? No response? Hi, I'm Curtis Barks with Complete Auto Body and Repair, offering full service and auto repair to St. Louis and St. Charles. We are looking for someone to say polo. That's right, we are hiring. We want you now. If you would like to work in a well-paying environment, then you owe it to yourself to stop by one of our 6 Complete Auto Body and Repair locations. Will you help me find that missing person? Please call me directly at 636-488-HIRE. That's right, 636-488-4473.
Dad, and service.
Oh yeah, and service.
He fixes cars. Kathy O. Big Strick, owner of Experience Real Estate Partners with EXP, has been one of St. Louis, Missouri's highest selling groups for 26 years running. In that time, Kathy and her team have successfully assisted an incredible 4,000 families. So if you're thinking about buying, building, or selling, be sure to put Kathy's group and their experience to work for you, and you can expect to be moved. Just give her a call at 314-276-SOLD. That's 314-276-7653, or find her online at experience-re.com.
Attention, anyone who served, lived, or worked at Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987. Camp Lejeune's drinking water was dangerously toxic, and base personnel and their families have since suffered cancer and other illnesses. If you or a loved one spent time at Camp Lejeune and were diagnosed with cancer, you may be eligible for significant compensation. Call the Driscoll firm now. Consultations are free, and you won't pay a fee unless we get you the money you deserve. 1-800-805-4800.
As all of you may know, the home of the Cancel This studio is located at the all-inclusive private jet hangar, Strategic Air Services. Founded in Chesterfield, Missouri, they take pride in offering a meticulous approach to private aviation through services that fully manage your trip from takeoff to landing. Strategic Air Services is more than just storage for your aircraft. They offer state-of-the-art amenities to its members and guests. When you are not traveling, you have the luxury of enjoying their world-class gym, conference rooms, lounges, and so much more. Strategic Air Services offers an unparalleled luxury experience for all things private aviation. If you're looking for a new place to call home for your aircraft, give them a call today at 636-400-7601. Again, that's 636-400-7601, or visit their website at strategicairservices.net.
Winty's in the Chesterfield Valley, if you don't know, is a family-owned business that has been around since 1994, serving some of the best chicken wings in town, no joke. Also known for their fresh burgers, pizza, and incredible smoked meat. Top-notch happy hour specials are included, plus live music every Friday and Saturday. Oh yeah, you can also enjoy their spacious heated covered patio. It's Winty's in the Chesterfield Valley, 18,000 Chesterfield Airport Road.
Hey guys, welcome back into canceltheshow.com. I'm Vic Faust with Lizzie Sparks, Projo in the house as well. This is our September 21st edition. We're here ready to rock and roll like we normally do. News headlines, politics, cancel culture education, cancel culture interview tomorrow. Missouri State Senator Bill Eigel, he's running for governor. He's going to come in tomorrow. He and another state senator were trying to do something regarding book. How would you say it? Getting the word out on explicit books.
They weren't even doing that. That's what the left wants you to think. What it was is at their event, they were just trying to make awareness to fighting back the woke with their flamethrower. And the left said they were book banning, and that's not even what they were talking about. So flat out lies by the left.
Trying to get canceled, so we'll talk to Bill Eigel about that tomorrow in the 8 o'clock hour. That'll be right out of the gate at 8 o'clock tomorrow. 9 o'clock. Is Alex... Are we shrooming in the 9 o'clock hour tomorrow?
Shrooming? I don't know. He said something about it. Could be.
The mystical, magical traits of shrooms?
I don't know.
Alex has been pushing that.
He really has been pushing that. I've never done shrooms. I mean,
Tori Allen earlier in the week said she understands it.
Yeah, she did say that. I don't get it.
Joe, you smoke a lot of weed for different purposes. Have you ever tried the shrooms?
I have, yeah. Yeah, I have partaken. And
is it all about Greg too? Yeah, because I mean,
it's
once again for your body.
They're actually legal.
The psychedelic drugs.
Colorado. So yeah, it's they're saying that it helps a lot of people with like PTSD and well, I don't know about pain, but
there's an excuse for me to try. I got hit in a car accident.
Mm-hmm.
I got literally somebody just like T-boned me from the side. Now when I'm driving on the highway,
mm-hmm.
and you know when there starts to be a line of people, and you get in that car, but you're on the highway because you're getting off the overpass, and there's cars, zoom, 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 zoom.
Yeah.
but you're still sitting in a line waiting to go somewhere else. I have PTSD with that.
I can see that. Yeah, I would imagine.
It scares the hell. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like looking in the rearview mirror going, oh my God. I still feel that.
I can understand that. Yeah.
By the way, the Republican cookie was very good. I would try a Democrat cookie, a bite.
You would. I would not try
I know
a Democrat
you would.
cookie. I would not do it.
Glenn says many studies that it cures depression.
Actually, Greg said the Democrat cookie probably tastes like ass.
I agree with you, Greg.
Never tried any, but I promise you, I agree with you.
Yeah, so don't take a Democrat cookie because you don't. Never mind.
All right.
I mean, it does have a donkey on it, right?
It does have a donkey.
Right.
That's right. So it really is eating an ass. So that's just the truth. It's not an innuendo.
Not all shoots. Does Pam mean shrooms? Not all shrooms?
Yeah. It says
we do everything on the show.
Don't eat shrooms and drive. Yeah, she just doesn't want you to shroom and drive.
We give you the high intellect stuff, right, on the show, and we give you all the way down to shrooms.
Well, shrooms is, I wouldn't say it's low intellect because let me tell you, anyway, yeah.
Not from an intellect standpoint. What I mean is we cover the gamut of topics.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Do you find yourself to be very analytical on shrooms? Is that where we're going?
It definitely opens up some thought avenues for sure.
Isn't that interesting?
Lizzie on shrooms.
It inspires a lot.
You don't want to see that. I'm thinking. I've never done it, but
balls.
I don't think
balls.
You need to see me on that. Balls.
She's got balls. She tucks balls.
I thought I hit the button twice. That was her on one of them.
Yeah.
It was?
Yeah.
Can we hear it again a couple times?
Balls.
Oh, I'm such a child today. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. It's fun. It's fun to be a kid sometimes because the world is so heavy right now. You turn on the TV and it's heavy, heavy, heavy. I was even trying to watch with my daughter last night some reality TV about somebody gonna like marry somebody through a wall or whatever. And I'm like, gosh, is this what people watch these days? So, I mean, even these reality TV shows is depressing and sad, and he doesn't love me anymore. And oh my gosh, he cheated on me. And you can't watch anything lighthearted now. So we have to have fun.
Well, real quick too, now that you get my mind going all over the place. Had a family friend, Marcy Gold. Marcy was first of all, she was the co-producer, like an assistant producer. Then she became a co-producer, then the producer of the super successful 80s series. I don't know if it made it into the 90s. I think it made it into the 90s. Touched by an Angel. Do you remember that series?
I do. I
guarantee Joe doesn't remember that, but he's teaching Greg the system right now.
I do remember Touched by an Angel, actually.
Well, Marcy told me, and she came on because she was a Bible expert. She was very interested in how she even got the job because she's Jewish, but she's a Messianic Jew, so she believes in Jesus. And very fascinating story because her family disowned her, but super successful, super awesome person. My mom used to cut all these people at church's hair, and she kind of brought them all in. So they were kind of like the middle age. They were older than me, but not as old as my mom. But I remember talking to her, and she told me that most of the movie, now this is many years ago, but it seemed like it stayed with it, that to make any sort of a movie, or a sitcom interesting for the American public, you had to have some concept of 3 or 4 of the 10 commandments being broke to make it interesting.
Wow.
Like you had to write a script around that.
Yeah.
And I was like, now I've always kept that in the back of my mind. I know we're going off base a little bit
But
here.
that's interesting. That is interesting.
But every time I said, I was like, okay, oh, yeah, there's one. Oh, yeah, there's one. There's one. And sometimes you get all 10. Really fast. Anyway.
Really fast.
There you go. It's in Utah. Yeah, she lives, one of her houses is in Salt Lake City now, Terry. Very interesting. Okay, cancel this, canceltheshow.com. I'm Vic Faust with Lizzie Sparks, Pro Joe, taking care of the engineering standpoint. Not only do the Democrats have massive issues with Joe Biden, with Hunter, which we'll get into in a little bit, some of them are even turning on their own. John Cusack, loved the movie Serendipity, one of my favorite movies. I won't get sidetracked talking on all those movies too much. A lot of people bringing up John Cusack movies. Let's make no mistake about this. He is a hardcore liberal left guy. He has made it public. He has made it very, very clear where his allegiances stand over the years. Well, John Cusack has had enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the fact that he has now come out, and we're all entitled to our First Amendment. I mean, he said and is saying about the Democrat elites, your Bidens, your Obamas, your Schumers, your Pelosi's, the list goes on and on and on. He says, quote, "They sold out the working class for decades. They're full of shit." This coming from your liberal, John Cusack, who's had enough of the Democratic Party.
Wow.
Full of shit. He says, quote, "They have played a major part in creating precise conditions for fascism to flourish," which it is not. Obama corporatist Democrats are to the right of Richard Nixon on domestic policy. Don't believe me? Look it up. And Dems have sold out the working class for decades. And this kind of bought and paid for betrayal of principles, fairness, historical precedents, any sense of a moral or intellectual honesty, the kind of brutal, selfish, horrific actions only one does because they can get away with it. Biden's. He put that out on Twitter yesterday, or X as it is now referred to. That's massive when you know who he is and what he has said in the past. But he's not the only one. Democrats have started to say that.
Yeah.
And every now and then we see some Democrats come out, but I haven't seen as many of the, quote, actors, elite, come out and say some of the things that they're saying. Even Maren Morris, who we were talking about the other day.
Yeah.
She wasn't going after the right. She was just going after the singing lyrics.
Correct.
In some of the songs. So you see now more and more Democrats go, and people of well-known names going, "I'm not going to get involved in that."
Yeah. And that's wise they don't get involved in that.
And then he goes on. This is great. This is my favorite. He says, "All your Yale and Harvard buddies will tell you how great you all are. And they are all in bed with the same big money power players, and we run the world, right?" This kind of staggering, amoral bullshit is one of the main reasons. Yes, there are others, and here he goes, and this is where he'll lose right-thinking people. Trump's demagoguery works on people. The Democrats are elite and full of shit. So he says that the Democrats are why people, and their elitism is why people are starting to follow Trump. Everybody's trying to figure out, they've accepted that Trump is a massive player.
Yes. I mean,
now they're trying to figure out what the hell led us to this point. At least the ones who are actually thinking critically about it, thinking rational. It's like, okay, we're in our 7 steps now. we had denial. Now we're in acceptance. Now they're trying to figure out why and how so many people, so many Americans follow this man that they loathe so much. And part of it too, I think, is the fact that it's because of Democrats' power. I said it before on this show, and I've said it on the radio show. I had a guy in the newsroom about 6 years ago lose his shit because he was like, going off and he couldn't believe Donald Trump's leading the election. What the hell? How could this happen? I said, it's pretty simple. He's like, what? You saw this coming? And I said, no, I'm just saying that I understand it. How could that be? And he was very volatile all the time. I said, well, look at the man who's just been president, Barack Obama. He has disenfranchised so many Americans and so many white Americans and so many Christian Americans that they're tired of it.
Yes.
And he lost. How could you? I mean, he went off. I had to report him, and he had to apologize to me at a later date.
Right. And there's so
screaming
many
at me. How could you say Barack Obama could possibly be the reason why Americans want to vote for Donald Trump?
But it's true. You're absolutely right about that. People gave Obama a chance. And when he did what I already knew he was going to do, everybody wanted to flip the switch completely the other way. And the only candidate talking like we, the people, want was Donald Trump.
So now you have John Cusack. And I always loved him as an actor. I did stupid 80s movies.
I liked
gotten into
too.
the 90s. So he has the guts, or as Lizzie likes to say, the balls.
The balls.
Joe and I are working on this. One of these days, I'll be able to say that, and Joe's going to finish my sentence when he's not teaching other people.
I'm sorry. I dated somebody who dated John Cusack.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting, Joe.
You dated somebody that dated John Cusack.
I did. Yeah.
Who dated this person first?
that would have been her. Or she dated him first. It was a long time ago, obviously, and I just dated her actually recently.
So she upped her game.
Yeah. She
exactly.
went up in the world by
Yep,
dating Pro
she
Joe.
Sure did. Yep.
No doubt about it. For sure. Balls. Yeah, you have to have balls to date Joe too, because he's really somebody.
That's
doesn't
awesome.
sound good.
It's the truth.
No, you don't have to have. As a matter of fact, I
Actually, you
prefer
shouldn't
to
have
not
balls.
balls.
Never mind. Retract that statement.
Balls.
Okay.
John Cusack went on to end his rant, which is just great. This is gold. Although I'm not sure people under 40 even know a lot about John Cusack. Seriously, maybe 45.
Yeah.
He hasn't done anything in recent years, has he?
No, I haven't seen anything that he's really done. And maybe he's just doing that to be relevant because he knows how many people like Donald Trump.
Well, no, he's not going to be relevant going after the left, not the elite liberals who control everything.
Got a good point there. But the regular people that buy the tickets to go, he might be ostracized amongst his Hollywood peers. But does he care?
Imagine what FDR would say about such a proposed law. Don't worry, fellas. The Democrats will save the 0.0000001% from paying tax. It's staggering. It's a sham and an insult to everyone's basic intelligence. The contempt for people to even attempt this. Unbelievable. But he wasn't done. He continued. I mean, he was really on fire. I mean, he was not stopping any of this. Where's the other part that I had here? Yeah, I can't find the other part. He also ripped Obama. He said, quote, Obama's famous hope and change slogan of becoming another branded hustle. That's all it was.
Yeah.
But he's been outspoken against his political stances. I mean, he slammed Donald Trump multiple occasions. That's how I even knew he was a Democrat. It's because he's been calling for an impeachment. He didn't want him around anywhere. He thought that, and it's ironic when you talk to people on the right. Well, he gave us the cupcake. Cusack and a lot of Hollywood liberal elite leftists didn't think he did enough.
Right.
So we needed a guy
Right.
like Biden. But
it's
anyway,
going to give you 27 in your arm.
But if you support Trump, you're a Nazi. Because he also said that he blasted Trump supporters for voting for, in his words, a mentally ill, virus spreading, child abducting Nazi rapist. A little harsh there.
That's very harsh. The word Nazi is completely overused by the left.
Well, of course it is.
Yeah.
It's easy. It's low-hanging fruit.
It is low-hanging fruit.
Donna says the country was in a bad place during the Obama years, and it seems so familiar now. And I don't want to hear any, but Grosse Point Blank is probably my favorite of his films. That's another good one. Love them. Grosse Point Blank, Serendipity. I mean, they're all good. What was the one they just said? Better Off Dead.
Better Off Dead.
Back when movies were actually pretty good.
Right?
We weren't having to worry about all the crap with the hardcore politics of the day.
Yes, for sure.
We got to make sure we get some liberal talking point in there.
Yeah, it slides into everything.
I want my $2. Sorry, that's a movie line.
Yep.
Lizzie.
I know. Ben said it early. He wanted his $2.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he did. Right on the chat line. He wanted his $2.
So John Cusack making sure that he has all of that going on. Chris says One Crazy Summer. Marion says Serendipity, her favorite. Yeah, John Cusack all over the place. So anyway, I'd love to try to get him on the show. Joe, could you please give John a call?
Yeah. Let me get on that.
Yeah, get on that. So call your old girlfriend to say, hey, do you happen to have his number?
Right.
Yeah, okay. Joe's going to get right on that.
We'll just have a reunion show.
Oh, great. You guys could both be in here with him. That would be awesome.
Well, okay, so how far into the relation? It's fascinating when I hear about.
We only dated it wasn't very long at all. We'll just put it that way.
Was it one night?
Yeah.
It was a one-night stand with John Cusack's ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
Sorry,
John
Brian
Cusack
Adams?
when he was like in his heyday, his girlfriend, and then I got her anyway.
This is good stuff.
This is good stuff. I like it, Joe.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
What was her name?
Hell no.
Hell no. Her name was Hell No.
Hell no.
Hell No.
I'm not willing to open that can.
Can you say at least her first name?
No.
Like, can I guess? Can I at least get? Can I take a shot?
Yeah, take a shot.
Candy.
Yeah. It was. Yeah, we were on the east
Trixie.
side.
Yeah, Trixie. Destiny.
Right.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Tiffany.
Mm-hmm. That was. My car's name is Tiffany.
What? You name your cars?
Yeah, we do. We name all of our cars. And my daughter named her Tiffany after the show White Chicks because Tiffany on there was really rude and my car's rude.
And now performing on stage 7, it is Tiffany. Strawberry.
Cherry pie.
Oh my God. Glenn wants to know if it was Leah Thompson, by the way.
No.
No Leah
It
Thompson.
wasn't
No
anybody.
Leah
It wasn't
Thompson?
anybody would know.
Do you think John Cusack would remember this woman?
I believe so. I think they dated for about a year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He'd remember that.
Don't worry. Just give her, give me her phone number and I'll call her and ask for his number.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, I'll promise I'll leave this alone after this question.
No, he won't, but okay.
Does she live in the Midwest?
She does live in the Midwest.
Does she live in Missouri?
She does live in Missouri.
Okay, you see, these are follow-up questions, so they fall under the one more question.
Right.
They're still on the same
Sure,
topic.
sure.
Does she live in St. Louis County?
She actually, no.
St. Charles County?
No, she lives further out.
Okay. Lincoln County?
No. It's more south.
Okay.
Like DeSoto. She lives in DeSoto.
Somewhere around there, we'll just say that.
Okay, so I'm right. She lives in DeSoto.
All right, we'll get back to the show. Sorry. That's interesting that our couple degree of separation with Joe and John Cusack sharing candy. Or Tiffany. I am Vic Faust. It's Lizzie Sparks. Projo's here Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. Central Live, but all the time on our website, cancelthisshow.com. Aaron, you're going here. I'm not. I'm just repeating this. Aaron says 99% of women named Tiffany are nuts. That's him saying this.
Right. Well, my car is.
If it's a redhead, Tiffany, run.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know any Tiffany's that are nuts, but in the movie, Tiffany was kind of nuts, and my car is just not nice.
What's Tiffany?
Well, Tiffany was the kind of the, sassy person in White Chicks. So my car is very sassy. It really is.
No, but Tiffany was a movie? A car movie?
No, White Chicks, the movie White Chicks.
Oh my God, that was a fun. That was
I know. And Tiffany.
movies
So my
ever.
car is named after the Tiffany in White Chicks. I'm not kidding, because my car is so rude. It just is.
We've gotten we've gotten White Chicks reference in today's show. Better Off Dead, Serendipity.
Mm-hmm.
That's hilarious. That is good stuff right there. And we have all that good content brought to you by John Cusack. If anybody knows John, tell him to give us a show. We'll send him a live link. He can jump on. We'll talk politics. We'll talk about the woman that he and Joe shared at one point.
I can't wait to ask him. So, what's her name? Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, I know this isn't as serious, but this I've been trying to get away, and this is a struggle.
It is a struggle.
Well, you don't even know what I'm going to say yet.
Well, it's a struggle to try to be serious all the time.
I know. Here's the thing.
Because it's hard.
I'm addicted to sugar, and it's hard for me. And I've been told that Coke and other addicting drugs are it's one side of the brain.
Yes. Yes.
That it may be the right side that grifters. There you go.
Grifters. Yeah.
Oh, what was the movie John Cusack wasn't he in a movie where like the world was going to end? He was playing a role. He saved the trip. 2012 or
yeah, 22.
That was a damn good movie.
Yeah.
And he saved the day. He got the wrench out of the turning wheel and then
was jumping all when the earthquake would make the ground shake or whatever, and it would start crumbling away. He jumped a limo into an airplane or something. I don't remember, but he sure could drive a limo in that movie.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm
you guys don't remember that?
No, I don't.
I don't remember that.
What was the name of the movie? Somebody will.
2012.
He drove a limo into it.
Yeah, it was the end of the world. So when the end of the world was happening.
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah. He was driving the limo. Like there was a whole scene where he was driving this limo.
Yeah, he was a limo driver.
I'm telling you, man, he was good.
Mm-hmm.
He was driving around the cars and holes opening up in the ground.
Right.
I do remember. So anyway, I was listening to a doctor, and there's a reason why I brought this up today. I'm addicted to sugar. There are people like me too. It's very difficult. Now I've been told you can break, and I did it at one point, the sugar habit by going without it for 18 days.
18 no sugar
21.
at all for
no
18
sugar.
days. Okay.
Because you're already getting sugar in food and
You
drink it, even when you're not trying. Because it affects both sides of the brain.
Correct.
Not just one side. Like if somebody's addicted to Coke, it affects one brain or whatever their drug of choice may be. Then I see, and I knew it was bad, but I've always heard about aspartame. I know. And I always tried to trick myself because, I really like the taste of diet, Coke, and just a little bit, little splash in bourbons and in whiskeys. Love it. And now I'm trying to wean myself off of it, and I suck. I'm bad. Oh yes, Melinda, you win. If we had anything, Melinda, if you want to stop by the studio at some point in time, you win the free cookie.
Melinda wins
hot
the cookie.
Hot tub time machine.
There you go.
I'm going to totally go off the rails. We try to have fun here. We talk politics. We get serious, but we also want to have some fun as well. Hypnosis. I never saw that movie.
No, she's probably telling you need hypnosis.
Oh, hypnosis.
Get off the sugar.
Oh. Jody says Coke Zero, Dr. Pepper Zero are good. What do you mean by good? Because there's a new report out talking about aspartame, and it's bad. I mean, like really, really bad. Memory loss. And excuse me. And I believe it.
Yeah. Years ago, I was in the hospital 15 years ago after having a stroke. I've talked about this on the show, but this is relevant. The neurosurgeon asked me, do you drink a lot of soda? And at that point, I really didn't. And they're like, okay, if you have soda, that's not great. But if you drink diet soda or anything with aspartame, they see a minimum of a stroke a month or a brain aneurysm, and they tie it back to aspartame. Yeah. So they were like, do not be on aspartame.
Keep your kids away from soda if you can.
Yeah.
It is one of the worst things you can put in your body. I was trying to just do a little bit of it. But if I have 8 or 10 of them, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I like Dr. Pepper.
It can start to add up.
And that'll tell you how soda is so bad for you that if I get a headache, I go and drink a Dr. Pepper and the headache's gone. So that kind of tells you it is messing with your brain, just literally like the neurosurgeon told me it did.
Aspartame's in a lot of gum too.
Yes, it is. You got to be very careful.
I always buy gum that has maltitol in it, not
aspartame.
How I wouldn't even be educated to know the freaking difference.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on with that?
I don't know. Aspartame is definitely.
How did you start to look for that?
There's actually there's Dr. Eric Berg on YouTube is a really good source of a lot of information that most doctors won't tell you.
Yeah, the new studies shows that diet sodas, including those with aspartame, are now linked to autism between mothers and their male offspring on top of it all.
Yeah.
Stay away from the diet drinks.
Yeah, if you have to drink a soda, the neurosurgeon told me drink a regular soda. Okay, it might give you.
That's what I did. I had a regular.
Yeah, drink if you just have to have it, drink a regular soda. I'm not saying that's good either, but the neurosurgeon told me stay off of diet anything that has aspartame.
And go figure, the World Health Organization are the one who told us this.
Yeah,
they did. They did. See, they're not so bad.
Yeah, they are. They're the devil.
No, Steve.
They are the devil
with COVID.
Well, they're the devil about most things. They really are. That's for another show, but they are.
But for so long, so many people have felt like, oh, diet soda is better. And then you have to drink it. What about, this is what I'm interested in. This is serious, hard-hitting stuff, people.
No, it really is for your health.
Coke Zero. Is that, does anybody know anything about that? Pepsi Zero.
Yeah.
Is it made with aspartame? Anything that's diet, the article says stay away from.
Yes.
Diet foods, diet.
It's got the same bad things in it. The Zero does too, but because it doesn't have the word diet, that's a marketing thing.
Well, yeah, I get that.
Yeah. So I don't think Zero is any better either because, like Terry is saying it has stevia.
And by the way, is it stevia or stevia?
Either way, that's actually good for you. Like that is a good alternative. Like,
that's what the trainer had told me.
So find stuff with stevia or maltitol in it.
Yes.
But it's amazing to me how many people still drink diet soda. And I was one of them up until a couple of weeks ago, thinking that I can just kind of get by do it in moderation, because I've always been a big believer in moderation.
Mm-hmm.
But even moderation, I'm starting to wonder. I haven't lost my memory yet.
Mm-hmm.
I
But
don't
you
think
think you
so.
might? Yeah. I think you
Nobody's
might.
told me I've lost my memory at least yet.
Oh,
No, why not? It's like, if you can just, okay, go figure. This freaking show, man, with all, I love your,
I love
we have people that
comments.
listen all across the country, and including all across the world. So you're going to get a variety of topics. It is a First Amendment
Yes.
show. Give your opinions. We love it. We'd love to
We
hear
do
people
love
that
it.
disagree too with our topics, especially when it comes to politics, as long as you're polite and persistent. Jeannie says stevia. I say it's stevia. Stevia is bad. Why the hell is that bad too?
My doctor told me to stay away from that too, but I've also heard people say it's good.
It's actually natural. It's from a plant.
Yeah.
It's a good natural sweetener that doesn't do all the stuff that like regular sugar or any of these other sweeteners do. So
Jody,
it's actually the best alternative.
Okay, that makes sense. And Jody's saying, I use monk fruit for sugar.
I've never heard of I've never heard of monk fruit.
Yeah, I have, but I've never.
You probably heard of monk fruit since you lost 180 pounds.
I've heard of it, but I've never had it.
Not everything natural is good. Poison ivy is natural. Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can
sugar
be allergic
cane
to anything. Yeah, I mean, only people who are allergic to poison ivy actually have a.
Derek, raw honey is a natural sweetener. That's a good one.
That's a
it
good
really
point.
is. We've been told about that.
Yes.
Shay says, so Vic, what are you replacing your Diet Coke with? Well, I didn't drink. I just don't sit and drink. I drink a ton of water a day, at least 100 ounces of water a day.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of salt water. I'm a big believer in salt water. And there's no better energy drink than salt water. How do I know this? Because I was told to try it, and it makes sense. A lot of times what we're told nationally, we get into this whole thing again. I've talked about salt before. Salt and butter are good. Sugar is bad. Whole foods are good. Grains are bad. Saturated fats are not good. The oils, not good. Anyway, here's what I've done. And this is just recent. I get a splash of Coke because I'm still trying to wean down. Somebody's like, drink it neat, drink it neat. And some bourbons I can, but not all of them.
Yeah.
Somebody else says they use monk fruit. Do you buy monk fruit at a grocery store?
You can get it.
What the hell does monk fruit even look like?
You can get it at Fresh Time. And in other places. I'm sure Deerbergs, and like if you live outside of here, like in Florida, they probably have it in Publix and all of that. I don't know if they have it in Schnucks. I've never looked in Schnucks.
So the whole point with that story is the fact that you need to stay away from aspartame, which is in most diet sodas. And I guarantee much of our audience has had diet sodas or knows somebody who drinks diet soda or thinks that it's fine to drink a little diet soda. And here's the weird thing. To me, diet soda mixed in a mixed drink tastes better than regular.
You really think so?
Yes, because the regular, it's like so sugary.
Yeah, it is.
This is a monk fruit.
Okay, what do you say?
Oh, okay.
A monk fruit.
A monk fruit.
That's weird.
I've never ever bought a monk fruit.
At least
but
that's
I've
what
seen
Google
them now.
says is a monk fruit.
Wait a second. I got to look at that damn thing.
Monk fruit. Interesting.
Is that
It looks like
crunchy or?
I have no idea.
It looks like a dip.
Yeah. It looks like a Ferrero Rocher that's been sitting out forever.
Okay, educate me. And I'm not afraid to talk about my lack of intelligence with certain issues. What's a Ferrero Rocher?
Oh, it's a little chocolate. It's you guys have never had Ferrero?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I have. Hey,
all right.
just because I'm uneducated,
You probably have
doesn't
had
mean
it.
everybody.
You've probably had
You've
it.
had
You just
it.
didn't know what it was.
What is it called?
So
I like
believe I'm
learning.
pronouncing this right, but it's Ferrero Rocher.
Ferrero Rocher.
Yeah, it's little foil wrapped chocolates that have like this really smooth cream filling. In the middle.
It's really good. You have had it. I'm sure you have.
Well,
a lot of people
no,
like
it's not
some
that I
out.
haven't. I just didn't know what it was called. If
Got
I
it.
saw that in a wrapper, I'd be like, "Oh, it's a Hershey's Kiss,"
Right.
or it's a
Yeah.
chocolate.
Mhm.
Ferrero Rocher.
I just like Joe saying it.
Yeah, you got to put your pinky out when you say it.
Yes, go like this.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. That looks okay. So that's like a truffle. What Mary says.
Yes.
Okay. So Jeannie says, "I hate those."
I hate those. I love it. Candy. And Linda says candy with hazelnut.
Ferrero Rocher. This segment brought to you by Ferrero Rocher. Okay, we'll do that. Wow, Donna says it's 100 to 250 times sweeter than sugar. I'm assuming,
wow.
Donna, that you're talking about the monk fruit. Todd says, Vic, you're going to have to switch to tequila. That's interesting, and here's why. Because I started looking at tequila. I've never liked tequila, But I also saw a study on tequila. Somebody like this health guy, bodybuilder, was using it as a cure to a bunch of sickness.
Oh, okay.
And an anti-inflammatory. I'm like, tequila? And like, yeah, really good tequila.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, it supposedly has to be like good tequila. There's a difference. It's probably the one that's like $107 on the shelf.
Yeah, my brother-in-law drinks a lot of tequila, and he's not exactly a Slim Shady guy.
Well, he's not Slim Shady. Oh, love it.
I don't know about that. I'd have to believe that. Terry says only stimulant alcohol, I guess, is tequila.
I think that's what she's talking about.
I'm a big fan of blue agave tequila.
Yeah. The other thing that I've tried.
I like the bottles.
Yeah. If I'm exhausted, you know what I got hooked on years ago by my friend Joel. And Joel listens to the show sometimes.
Hi, Joel.
Sugar-free Red Bull and Tito's.
You would really lighten yourself up.
I know, but so much so that I could drink energy drinks and not feel a thing. Seriously, it's like I could drink 2 or 3 and be like,
I'm afraid to drink energy drinks. So I think you'd have a heart attack if you drank a whole bunch of those. Don't drink them.
I used to do that. I used to drink them all the time and ended up with like some heart conditions.
Yeah.
So I stopped drinking them.
2 of my kids do. And I'm like, stop it. Just stop it right now.
Well, it is. If you ever drink, and just because we got on this through aspartame, we'll get back to more serious stuff. Don't worry. I promise. If you want to leave, leave. I get it.
Don't leave. Don't tell anybody to leave. They can listen to our ramblings about
but sometimes
this,
they don't
like
to. They don't like to listen to our rambling.
We're almost done. We're almost done rambling.
Is the I got almost like addicted to sugar-free Red Bull and vodka. It's like, because I go out, if I drink, and I don't know how you guys feel about this, it would make me tired. Like a glass of wine, I'm ready for bed.
Well, you know,
so that's why I started adding stimulants so I could hang out with people to drink the alcohol. I mean, if silly that sounds.
Karen says, be careful because tequila makes your clothes fall off. I guess if you don't know country music,
that and other things, I do.
You don't.
I know what she's saying.
It is, and Joe's saying it's true.
Literally and figuratively.
Literally.
Okay. All right. Send us your drinks, what you're drinking. That's cool. We could get on with that. Donna says we all need to do everything we can to be healthier. Of course. Derek says rambling is people talking about everyday normal things. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And it all came back from aspartame. That's why I wanted to talk about the aspartame, because we can't hear it enough. I've heard it for years and years and years, yet I still would consume diet knowing. And I'm just telling myself, I'm like making deals with myself.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. You kind of got to
with
make
me,
deals
myself,
with
and I, we're all talking.
You're all talking. You sometimes have to make deals.
And sometimes me and myself overrule I.
Okay.
And
well,
sometimes
that's good.
I overrules me and myself. So.
Well, all right. That's good to know.
Anyway.
So I'll have to ask you which one of you's talking.
Okay. Derek says pecan whiskey and sweet tea is my drink of choice. That sounds like a sugary, sensational drink.
Sounds good. No, I'm not sure I could drink.
No, I had a flavored whiskey, which was good, but I mean, it was almost like having a Coke and a whiskey. It was so flavored. I mean, it had to have so much sugar in it.
Yeah, and I'm the one that likes the girly drinks that's full of sugar. So yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'll try tequila somehow.
There you go.
Tequila. That reminds me of a joke, but I don't want to upset anybody.
Reminds me of the song. You can say the joke, and then Joe can sing the song. You're not gonna say the joke?
I'm deciding.
Joe will start singing if you just the tequila song.
Let me tell you off air. Hold on, we're gonna do a little meeting here, everybody.
Okay, hold on.
For our listeners on the podcast, it may be boring.
Okay. It's not really that funny. I mean, he can say it, but it's not really that funny.
Jeez, that's some confidence there.
I thought it was funny as hell.
It's not. It's not funny.
I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah. Well, let the listeners be the judge of. Now they're going to want to know. Now you got to say it.
Okay, I just sometimes it's always like you just think back about it. It is kind of a stupid little joke.
Yeah, it's not funny, but maybe you guys think it's funny.
Okay, I follow these Mexican comedians and they make jokes, and my in-laws are Mexican. My sister married a Mexican man from East LA. So the kids always come in and tell me jokes.
Okay.
I heard this one from them a long time because they're half whatever we are, French, German, Irish.  And they're half Mexican and they live in Los Angeles. or the Los Angeles area, not Temecula. So they told me this when I heard it recently. And I thought it was stupid, but it was funny because I was having a little drink. All it was I just wanted to make sure that it was appropriate. And he said, "Hey, Uncle Vic, why did the Mexican man throw his wife off the bridge?" I said, "I don't know." And he goes, "Tequila."
Tequila.
Okay, so Joe's saying, thank you, Joe. He's saying it, so he did his part.
Even though he sang it for me, I sang it in.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Joe, on a scale of 1 to 10, how was the overall joke?
It was hilarious. I think I'm going to steal it and use it on my when I go do open mic night.
That's how funny it was. No, yeah.
How was the delivery though?
Delivery was great.
Yeah, that's A+.
A+. Uh-huh.
My God, what has this show turned into?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a dad joke.
We sucked. That's a solid 4 from there.
Yeah, I give it a 7. Somebody gives it a 4. A lot of hand down.
Jam
jokes.
She just wants a cookie.
Yeah.
Jam, you want another cookie? We got a couple of them.
We got cookies.
The Republican
you can come
cookies.
And get cookies. Mm-hmm.
Delivery was a 10. That's right.
You know what would be fun is you could take these cookies. The joke of the day is take this cookie and act like it's so great and give it to the most liberal person you know. And go, "I got you a present." That's the joke, because they probably punch you right in the face.
No, as soon as we get money coming in, like a lot of money, and we get our street team, we could send Derek or whomever out with the cookies.
Yeah, Derek's going to be our street team
Send them out
guy.
to St. Louis City to give them cookies.
Yeah, right. Uh-huh. Right down there in
I
Washington.
bet people wouldn't even know. They'd be like, "Oh, hey, thanks, man."
That's a good idea. Me and Derek should go out. And
I think
that
you
man
two
on
should.
The street and hand out those cookies.
I can't wait. Yes, you too.
Yeah, to everybody we talk to, we should hand them one of those cookies.
I love it. I love that idea.
Why not?
Because the street team is coming, and it is
not?
going to be Derek and Pro Joe. It's going to be hilarious. Can't wait. And I think the first thing you do is you hand Democrats cookies. Just go into St. Louis City and, I don't know. Yeah, do it.
Actually, you should go and wearing MAGA hats and start interviewing.
Yeah, MAGA hats, MAGA shirts.
I'm not trying to get my ass kicked.
You'd at least get spit on for sure.
Because I mean, when you're in a situation like that and you're making people, you're exposing them on camera, and then you're wearing a MAGA hat is not going to go over very well.
Well, Aaron thinks you should send one to Cori Bush. Go right up to her house and go, "Cori, I got a cookie for you." For anybody that's not in,
You might be able to get slapped on TV.
you might get slapped on TV. Oh, so Derek will do it. Derek will go up to her house and hand her a cookie. He'll do it. So there you go. Mm-hmm.
Hey, by the way, this is cancelthisshow.com. I'm Vic Faust with Lizzie Sparks, Pro Joe. We appreciate Complete Auto Body Repair for jumping in as our show sponsor. They've been with us for quite some time. 7 climate-controlled facilities throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. They take care of everything with your vehicle from A to Z. Literally, they do. They are fantastic in their business. They turn away business if they don't feel like you need something now, or if you need to go somewhere else to do something, they will do that as well. But there's not much they can't do. Also, looking for employees, they still have over 60 open spots throughout their mega company that includes the car industry and towing industry. They're looking, hey, if you want to be in, wear a suit to work, they've got those jobs. If you want to be in sales, they have those jobs. If you're looking to be a technician, they have those jobs. And nobody gets paid better than they pay over at Complete Auto Body Repair. Strategic Air Services, of course. When it comes to private flying, luxury flying, go to go to strategicairservices.net. You can get all the information that you need. Let them know you heard about us on Cancel This when it comes to Complete Auto Body Repair and Strategic Air Services. Experience Realty Partners, Kathy Helbig-Strick. You're not going to find a better realtor throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. And by the way, if you're listening across the country, they have affiliates all over America. They have their connections. If you're buying, selling, just want some education, some information, give them a call. Email them. Let them know. 314-276-SOLD, 314-276-SOLD. They join us on Wednesdays to keep everything up to date in regards to what's happening with interest rates, with mortgages, what the industry is looking like, the ups, the downs, the ebbs and the flows. They've got your back. They're covering everything they possibly can. And if you're looking for a car warranty, or if you're looking to sell a car, warranties, you go to vpcnetwork.com. That's Todd at vpcnetwork.com. They're the vehicle protection group. Email Todd at vpcnetwork.com. Let them know you heard about them on Cancel This. They're still looking for a couple employees to accept phone calls, inbound calls for jobs. Their top earners are making 6 figures, working 2 different shifts. You can pick the shift that you want. They're open from, I believe, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. each day. You pick your shift. You have holidays off as well. This is cancelthisshow.com. Vic Faust, Lizzie Sparks, Pro Joe in the house as well. Getting into a bunch of topics here. Tomorrow, Missouri State Senator Bill Eigel will join us right at the top of the show. He's running for governor for the state of Missouri as well. Was canceled this week. He and Nick Schroer, another Missouri State Senator, or at least that's how it's been played out in the national media, because they're trying to bring attention to being anti-woke. Wouldn't that be a fair way to say that?
That is correct, yes.
But they're getting portrayed as doing things that they didn't do.
Yes.
Because that's what the national media will do.
Mm-hmm.
We already know about this. By the way, Derek Pratt says the merch store is open. We have local pickup available. That's a huge thing. People are starting to buy. You can go to cancelthisshow.com, click on the merch button, and you can see some of those things there. Cups, coolies, you name it, shirts, hats, not just with Cancel This, but with also Donald Trump information as well. And if you can, send the stars. We appreciate it when you send us stars. You do that on Facebook as well. And if you go to all of the sites that we're on, you can check it out on cancelthisshow.com. We are on different platforms. If you check in, you can send us a hi. It helps us with our algorithm and let everybody know what we're doing. Just go ahead. Let people know. You can send the show. You can do that from a podcasting standpoint as well, from the audio. You can send that, or you can do it from the video as well. What, am I missing anything else?
No, it's just that Alex, he wanted us to plug something, and I'm going to plug it. But you know what? While I go there, it's the Oktoberfest on the riverfront, and he wanted to remind everybody that lives in the St. Louis metropolitan area. I'm also going to plug, if you're going to go there, go ahead and wear your Trump hat. Like, don't cancel this, the hat that says cancel this, and go ahead. Could you imagine if you're walking down there off of Main Street? Alex says that the St. Charles Oktoberfest returns this weekend, Friday through Sunday at Frontier Park, and beautiful historic St. Charles. Family fun for everyone, including the children's section. The children's section's great, by the way. 5 stages, 65 performances, over 40 beer and drink options, and of course, great food. And of course, if you've got merch, wear your Donald Trump shirt while you're there.
There you go. Or cancelthisshow.com. Get
Absolutely.
a shirt and go on down. Okay. Another big topic that's going on right now. Okay. We already know about the massive disaster at the border, what's happening on a daily basis. Just 2 days ago, 4,000 illegals came across the border. How do they know? Because they were actually able to count that many. That doesn't include all the ones that they're not able to count on a daily basis and all parts of the border. 4,000. We already know what's happening. New York's getting 10,000 illegal immigrants coming in, illegal aliens coming into their city a month. Who knows the real numbers of what's happening? So what does the Biden administration, the worst administration in the history of this country, do with the worst Attorney General, Merrick Garland, that we've ever had, with the worst Homeland Security, Mayorkas? Now the Biden administration is planning to give IDs to illegal immigrants. Check out these IDs. We'll show you a picture of these IDs. They say the Biden administration says this is a way for officials to track the volume of migrants being released into the U.S. Really? With cards? They're going to use the cards and show them they look like driver's license.
They sure do.
So we knew this. I heard this reported about a year ago. They said that Immigration and Customs Enforcement they were trying to modernize these forms of documentation provided to these released non-citizens in the United States. They said that it was a verifiable, secure card, but to give it to them and then go get them later on.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is when these illegal aliens, and that's what they are, arrive at the border illegally and aren't removed but sent back into the United States, like, oh yeah, go ahead in there. They give them a card, and the image shows a card with room for a photograph, a QR code, as you can see, and identifying information and security details, as well as, the ICE logo in the top left corner. ICE is saying that the ID will have all of these information identifiers on it and cutting edge security features. But they said that the card could be used to check in and schedule reporting meetings with ICE. Like they're going to show up and have reporting meetings with ICE or the card. There's no way in hell that's going to be happening.
Nope.
I should be arresting them, removing them who came here illegally, not giving them cards and say, we'll check in with you. This is the Biden administration's idea of securing the border. I mean, you can't make this shit up.
Can't.
The House Oversight Committee talked about this last year too. They said they feared that it's just yet another Biden administration move encouraging illegal immigrants by rewarding them for breaking our laws.
Mm-hmm.
There is no deterrent. The country has changed forever. People may think
Correct.
this country has changed and is changing forever, and it won't stop until you stop the leak.
Correct.
The water continues to flow.
Yes.
Out of that busted pipe throughout the walls of the house. The foundation is starting to deteriorate.
Mm-hmm.
And until you fix the freaking pipe where the water is bursting through, nothing is going to change. It's only going to get worse.
You know, the really sad part about this is when they do start cracking down on this stuff, these people, the people who are actually getting registered because they think they have a chance of, some sort of new life here, the people who are actually getting registered for these things are going to be the first ones that are going to be sent back. And all the ones that didn't do it, who are here for nefarious reasons, are the ones that are going to get left behind.
You're exactly right. And we're getting inundated, according to the Heritage Foundation, in the last 2 months, more than any other time. And that we need to really keep our eyes on a swivel the next 2 months, because we're going to be invaded. And these little damn cards are going to do nothing to what you're referring to, Joe, the nefarious people that are coming in. And that's the majority of them. That's the majority that are coming. And it's crazy. So who cares about the card? But, Joe Biden did it, so that's really great.
We also had some breaking news that just came down. We are a live podcast. So for those listeners that we have right now, this is live breaking for you. For those of you who listen to the show after, you may have heard about this, but we'll at least try to break it down a little bit. It's interesting because just a few days ago, CNN announced its ratings were the lowest in the history of the network. I mean, just a couple 100,000 people watching each. I mean, that's how bad CNN has gotten. Well, now the icon, Rupert Murdoch, one of the most powerful and controversial moguls ever. He literally transformed modern media for about 60 years at least, maybe 70.
Mm-hmm.
He's stepping down as chairman of his two family-controlled companies, Fox Corp and News Corp.
Wow.
He's 92. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, Rupert Murdoch stepping down. I don't find it to be that massive of a deal, and here's
right,
why.
Because he's 92.
Well, he's 92, but his son's taking over.
Right. So that's the next progression of things.
So whether you like that or don't like it, you're probably going to see something similar to what you already did.
Mm-hmm.
His name's Lachlan. Lachlan. Has anybody ever known of Lachlan?
Lackland. I'm not sure.
Lachlan.
Lackland. Is that like lackluster?
I always thought it was a street.
Yeah, you're right. It is a street, Lackland. I always thought it was a last name. Maybe it's somebody's last name. Maybe it is.
Sure
maybe his mom's maiden name.
I've never met
or
anybody
something.
with Lackland, but
Lachlan. Hi, I'm Lachlan. Lack. My name is Lack.
Yeah, you can't really have a nickname for that. I can't say it's a bad name.
Sounds like a very lazy place.
Lackland. Very lackluster.
Lachlan. Hey, Lachlan.
Hey, Lachlan. Say it real fast. Hi, Lachlan. Lachlan.
He wrote a note to employees this morning saying, quote, I am writing to let you all know that I've decided to transition to the role of chairman emeritus at Fox and News. For my entire professional life, I've been engaged daily with news and ideas that will not change, but the time is right for me to take on different roles. That's what Rupert told everybody today. So it just came out about 20 minutes ago. He's stepping down. How does it shape Fox? Does it shape Fox? Does it change Fox?
It could, because usually the kids that come into the company are from the new generation and they change it. But Rupert and Lackland may have the same idea, but yeah, I mean, it's going to be changed. And I don't know if it'll be for the better or not. I guess only time will tell.
Yeah.
We should ask him, does he like Tucker? Say, call him up and go, hey, Lackland, do you like Tucker Carlson? And that'll tell us everything we need to know. That'll give us the answer. Joe, get that phone number too, and let me call Lackland.
I don't know what's happening with that. It is interesting because not as many people are watching national news shows anymore, Fox or CNN. They go to shows like ours, like Tucker's, different ways to get your media attention, to get your news. I don't know. I don't know if it kind of marks an end, because what Rupert Murdoch did with Fox was absolutely sensational. It's unprecedented.
Absolutely. You're right about that, for sure.
And what they did, and I know there's people who like him, there's people who don't like him, there's people who don't trust him. It's all just fascinating to me. 92 years old, he was an icon in regards to what he did with news.
Yeah, for sure. And it is too. I mean, I know I diss Fox a lot, but when you turn on all the channels, it does have the best coverage right now of the illegals, just as far as mainstream media, not for the, digging to find something else. They literally are showing right now how we're being invaded, not just people are coming across, we're being invaded. And Fox is admitting that right now. So you can turn it on. You can probably find that right now.
Aaron says Fox has fallen since Roger got groping the talent.
Yep.
It did start to fall apart. Roger was a big key.
Yep.
Rob says they're all stepping down after both CNN and Fox News are pushing the cupcake, and people watch their shows, feel betrayed after it didn't work and caused myocarditis and blood clots. They fired Tucker for telling the truth.
Mm-hmm.
He needed to go. Talking about Rupert Murdoch. They all need to go.
They need to go.
By the way, Megan says, my niece is a Lackland. To me, I now that she says that,
yeah.
I think I've heard a female named
Lackland. I have too.
Not a man, but female.
And it's not a bad name. I mean, it really is not a bad name. And Lackland for a girl sounds really adorable.
It's
actually.
Irish.
Yeah, it is.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a good name.
It's interesting because Glenn says, by the way, Lackland has already had a huge influence on Fox. That's why Fox is changing.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt in my mind, especially
for sure.
And Jay says the credibility of national news is garbage. And it is. And it's been that way
garbage.
for a long time. People are now just starting to call it out more and starting to see what's happened in the last 10 to 15 years. Aaron says, don't be jaded. The son is a super liberal guy.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
Well, he grew up in New York too, didn't he?
Yes, absolutely. Yep. And they're saying, Fox brought, Jim is saying Fox brought Paul Ryan into their board. And so that tells you everything they need to know. And that'd be interesting to know if that was Lackland that had anything to do with that. And that would tell you everything that you need to know too. So
wow. Yeah, just so many thoughts about it because we hadn't seen anything like Fox when it came out. And in my humble opinion, Bill O'Reilly made Fox.
He did.
To me, that's why I started watching Fox so many years ago, was because of Bill O'Reilly.
Yeah, a lot of people did, for sure. Jeannie's on here saying, on a good note, 25 people became legal citizens yesterday.
Oh my God, that's so sad.
Isn't it sad? I mean, it's great. I'm glad those 25 did, but it's sad. 25, that's it. And I wonder how those 25 feel about our invasion. I'm sure they're not happy about it.
No, they're not. They're not. No. I've talked to a few of them. They hate it. Mm-hmm. They hate it big time.
Do. They do.
And I would hate it too if you're doing things the right way. And by the way, we've talked about it on the show in the past. I've been to those ceremonies. I've been to at least 3 of them and covered them, and the information that they know when they actually, and more power, more credit to people who are doing things the legal way and going through that ceremony and going through the study to become legal citizens, because it's not easy. And so many times the people that want to be here and do things that way, they know more about our country and our Constitution than the people who grew up here and had it handed to them on a silver plate. And I see it all the freaking time. Mm-hmm. So yeah, 25, that is good news. The only problem is, as we know, yes, we need to reward it, but we're not really rewarding that behavior. It'd be great to see a new segment on that every single day.
It sure would.
Why not? Yeah. Why not go do that?
Yeah, I agree. That would be a good one.
Where's John Cusack talking about that? Come on, John.
Come on, John.
You're turning into a Republican as we speak.
Come on, man.
So anyway, as the fox turns, we'll see where all that story goes.
As the fox turns.
I did not to get lost in all of that shuffle was the fact that CNN's ratings are the lowest they've ever been. And for what they did for so many years, I don't wish bad upon anybody, but part of me wants to see CNN go that route. But then if there's no CNN, does that mean Fox becomes kind of CNN?
Yeah, I think so. I think you won't have...
They're not going that way in the morning yet, but I don't know. Maybe other day shows.
Midday is already very liberally midday at Fox. And then in the evening, of course, a lot of people don't like Sean Hannity anymore. They really don't. But, Jesse Waters, some people like him, somebody don't. Laura Ingraham, I think, hits it pretty good. Yeah, it's just not interesting to listen to it anymore when you can have you can find good podcasts, you can find streaming in the evening, you can stream Newsmax right on your TV, and they really hit it pretty good. You can hit OAN. OAN, though, is the only bad thing about OAN is some of theirs is recorded where Newsmax is mainly live.
Rob Bazell says, and I'm going to get this into, just see here, people see the same lobbyist in D.C. owning our politicians. That's a problem, and it's a reality. And they're behind the media on both sides, and they are. The media gets rid. Well, the media didn't get rid of me, Rob. That's fine. That's a whole nother story. I appreciate you saying that, but and Tucker, get rid of Tucker and hire shills for big pharma and those who profit from war.
Yep.
That's why cancel. This is my favorite show. Thank you, Rob. You guys are the truth unapologetically. Here's the thing. Not only is it's unapologetically, but we do try to bring some decorum to the show. We do. We try. We do try. We try to bring facts. I do. I'll say things to Lizzie and Joe, and we'll say things back and forth in regards to that. We do try to have some decorum and bring facts. If it pushes to the right, then so be it. That doesn't mean we're trying to do a right show or to do it. It is what it is.
It is truth right
The
now.
facts
Does
are what
lean
they
to the
are.
right. It's the truth. We're just trying to bring the truth, and if the truth is almost always on the right, so be it.
Yeah,
So be it.
Local TV or TV network is dying, period, according to Aaron. It is.
It is.
And I think it needs to.
Mhm.
Wash it clean, scrub it clean, and
Yes.
start new.
Yes.
Somehow, some way.
When he's referring to Hollywood too, people aren't really missing the fact that they're even on a strike. A lot of people don't even know because they're not watching Hollywood stuff and they're not turning on their TV. So it really is irrelevant that they're on strike. Who cares?
Well, it's another one of these stories. I have to get into it. I mean, I get tired of talking about Joe Biden and Hunter Biden. Joe provides us with fodder.
Yeah, he does.
Hunter Biden's story, it makes me sick because all media is talking about is gun, to try to take your attention away from the money that he and dad have gotten and received. The felony charges against him are all, and I repeat, all about a gun. And the more we talk about a gun, the more we look at that situation, the less the media tries to look at his involvement with Joe Biden, the big guy. It totally makes sense why they do this. And I'll follow the dots with that. So all of the attention goes to Hunter. Hunter this, Hunter that. He did have a plea deal. And by the way, I had a Democrat friend of mine post all over Facebook. Oh, Hunter Biden's charged, but do you see people fighting his charges? No. Do you see dad saying anything? No. Unlike the Republicans and Donald Trump who bitch, moan, and complain about their charges, we have a DOJ that's now indicting the son of the president, and you don't hear the left complaining.
Well, because the left don't like him either. I mean, good left people, which is probably I don't know that they're the majority, but lefts can't defend him. They cannot defend Joe Biden. I don't know anyone that is defending him. So, of course, that's why they're being quiet. And, of course, even if that wasn't the case, we know mainstream media isn't going to play it anyway. It's not going to happen.
Guys, mainstream media is dying when they have infomercials on during the middle of the day. That's
you betcha.
True.
That's right.
Pretty soon it'll be mostly infomercials. Also, a TV station doesn't have commercials and is dying is when they show a lot of ads of their own network. Those are open spaces. Now, sometimes what happens that, yes, they do want to promote themselves, but they would do a big campaign with big commercials to do those sorts of things. If you just see like, hey, watch such and such at such a time, your channel, whatever, then you know that those are open spaces that they couldn't sell. And yes, I do see a lot of those, more so than I ever have before. That's a fact. But Rob, I appreciate it, speaking truth to it. Okay, so Democrats say that Republicans are just a bunch of whiners and they don't want things to be fair. Well, you have this situation with Hunter Biden where we all know something should be happening. Something should be going on with the money that was brought in, not just the gun. Well, last night, as a matter of fact, the United States magistrate judge from the District of Delaware, his name's Christopher Burke, he came out and said that Hunter Biden can't receive any special treatment regarding his request to appear virtually for his first court hearing on federal gun charges. I mean, federal gun charges are big. Biden, of course, was charged by special counsel David Weiss. That guy, look at him. If there's anything more dirty than David Weiss with that situation that's going on, I don't know what it is. But he was charged by David Weiss. I mean, this is what Hunter did. He made an untrue statement during the purchase of a firearm because he was a druggie, and making a false statement regarding information required to be kept by a federal licensed gun dealer. So then he was additionally charged with one count of possession of a firearm. He should be going to jail of a person who was an unlawful user or addicted to a controlled substance. So a couple days ago, Hunter's legal team were trying to tell the court that he will not be pleading guilty. So he was going to plead guilty before publicly in a plea deal. Now he's not going to plead guilty in his first court appearance, which is going to take place virtually. Now, this is interesting because David Weiss was opposed to this. He was opposed to it.
Mm-hmm.
So now you've got Hunter Biden is going to now plead not guilty to those federal gun charges, even after he said he would before.
Correct.
That he made to get a plea deal.
Correct.
So, and he was clear. I mean, very, very clear that he had been an active drug user when he lied on the background form to buy a gun.
Right.
That's a massive issue. He
That
should
is
be
a
doing
massive
time
Yes.
in prison.
He should
not
already
to
be in
mention
prison.
everything that's going on with him and Joe.
Yes. Yes. He should already be in prison. And this flip-flopping is their entire administration. They say one thing, then they flip, then they don't flip. And, somebody was saying on one of the chat lines here too, that they're trying to even figure it out, of course, to make him, of course, not look guilty. But also they're feeling that it also is a way to strategically make gun laws harder. And they're going to involve Hunter in that. I don't know if that's true, but I mean, it's all just ridiculous. I mean, it leaves you speechless because it's like, it is a joke. Our country is a joke right now. It just is a joke.
Well, he is suing.
Yes, he is.
The IRS. If anything, he should be happy because the IRS has protected him in so many ways. The gun charges are a lower deal, and I don't want that to go away, which is why I brought that stuff up. Jay says, ask Chicago how gun laws are working. They're not.
They're not.
Mary calls it Biden's white privilege at best.
Yes.
You start to see some of those things that are going on. There's so much dirt, and Biden's and Democrats still try to say there's no evidence that Joe Biden took any money, that Joe Biden was, and there's so much evidence that Joe Biden was talking to his son about business deals after telling everybody publicly that he wasn't. Now he has changed his narrative. He lied too. But I don't think anybody, and here's my point on this. I don't think American media cares anymore because nobody respects Joe Biden. They don't respect him. Right. And people don't respect Joe Biden. They know he's an idiot. And if it was anybody but Donald Trump running against him, they would have turned and ran the other way for that Republican. Even the staunch Democrats, they know because it's all about a Trump deal. Can't have Trump, can't have Trump, can't have Trump. They know who Joe Biden is. They look at him as a weak, little, decrepit man.
They sure do.
That has no power, that continually says, well, I'll get in trouble by the people if I talk anymore. You know what I'm saying? He's a weak man. He's weak.
Very weak.
He's barely alive. He barely moves. He barely can make decisions. And thankfully, Jill Biden's starting to get called out now because she's. If you think Joe Biden's dirty, Jill Biden's twice as dirty.
I agree. And
she stays quiet. She knows what she's doing.
Yes, she does.
And she's part of the scheme. She's part of the deep state that people like to talk about because we all know a loving wife would never do what she has done to Joe Biden. We all know that he's not there. Democrats even talk about him not being there. She knows what's going on.
She does.
And it doesn't matter if it's Joe Biden 1, Joe Biden 2, or Joe Biden 3.
Correct. And it even goes back to, if you go back to how they met, what they were doing, what her background, you're exactly right, Vic. Jill is no angel. She is not. And I agree. She's just as bad, if not worse. You don't prop up this idiot every day and act like, oh, Joe, he's just so smart and he's so great. She's part of the bigger plan.
Charles wanted to remind everybody too, and I wanted to get this out there because I do feel about this, and it's all one subject, but I do feel strongly about this. Charles says, they've got some cojones to sue the IRS.
Balls.
They do. They've got some balls. In Biden's case, they've got some old balls.
They're very old and decrepit and smelly.
It's Lizzie, that's what I mean. You take it too far.
Well, they are.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, they stink. They do. They do. They
Balls.
They are. They really stink. They're smelly. They're bad.
Okay. Oh my God. Oh my God, Lizzie.
Derailed.
Well, I didn't mean it that way. They are. I mean, people that are bad stink and they're smelly.
Okay, I get it. Oh my God.
Oh, I'm not going to repeat what Shay just said on the chat line because that goes.
Why not, Lizzie? Why not?
Well, because it went some places the other day.
Oh, and I don't have that soundbite ready yet either.
You like to talk about balls, and you tell people don't whack it off each day. You have said that on this show. Don't whack it off today.
Well, I was meaning don't whack children's balls off. And never mind.
Balls.
I said penis, really though. But okay. Yeah. Like Kathy's defending me. I didn't mean it that way. It just came out wrong.
It's like an East Palestine train today.
Of course, Joe Biden hasn't gone there yet.
That's right. Joe Biden doesn't go there.
I'm busy. I got a world tour. That was literally his quote.
Right. As Jill's propping him up. But there's the big question.
What was the movie when the galaxy and he finishes and we are all dumber for what we have just now heard?
We live that every day.
Was that old school? What was that?
It is every single day. And the question is Jill Biden, which Joe is she even propping up? The real Joe? Is the real Joe even around? Is it Joe number 1, Joe number 2? It's despicable.
I lost my train of thought. I was going to say something profound.
I'm sure it was going to be the best thing that you've ever said in the entire world.
And
I
you had to talk
interrupted
about
you.
Smelly stuff.
I'm sorry. You were talking about Jill Biden. Mm-hmm.
About how bad Joe Biden is.
Well, Joe's so bad. Jill's, I don't know.
How bad is he?
How bad is he? But he is bad.
Lizzie, it's your fault.
It is always my fault. Everybody on the show knows if it's something that's wrong, I did it. I take ownership of the problem. Like Greg, and he had to come in here and fix my computer because I had that all messed up. So, well, it just, I don't know. But Vic was trying to say something so profound, and it was, I'm sure what it was is that Joe Biden is a piece of crap that the media keeps trying to put up, and then Joe Biden is even worse than him, and every day, day in and day out, mainstream media has to defend their dumb antics, and it's criminal. It's criminal. And then their dumb son, Hunter. They smell. They really do. They're just, they're awful. And Peggy's saying, Joe asked Jill, Mother, may I?
Ask what?
To say, Mother, may I? So always Joe Biden has to say, that game, Mother, may I? Like he has to ask permission from Jill to do anything. And that's despicable.
That's my issue right now is the fact that with Jill regarding all this stuff that's going on and she stays quiet.
Mm-hmm.
We never see or hear from her ever unless she's holding his hand and walking him off stage. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And what got me into the whole situation was the fact of Hunter Biden being who he is. And now the media is trying to make a big deal about gun charges and Democrats. Oh my God, we're going after our own. See, Republicans.
Uh-huh.
And it gives them the right to then say, oh, well, we can go after Trump because we went after the president's son.
Right. True.
Jill Biden is bad because she's allowing it all to happen. But Democrats in general have lost respect for him. He has zero respect. And it's sad because whenever he's out, they know this. So as I've still said, and I've said it since the start of summer, there's no way in hell that man is running for president. And I don't know if people saw this or not, but he actually addressed this issue in a presser the other day, talking about his age. He said, "Yeah, it could be an issue."
He admitted it.
And I don't think you guys talked about that yesterday.
No, we didn't talk about it, but he admitted it in the presser that his age could be a problem because he doesn't know what he's saying half the time. You know, his handlers, whoever it is that day, whether it's Jill or Susan Rice or Obama or Michael or whoever is talking in his earpiece, that they're like, "Oh shit, he didn't say that."
No, they know, and we all know.
They would run him again. I think Obama, if he could get by with it, he would run it again because he doesn't care.
He'll die in office.
Oh, I agree that he'll die in office, but they can control him. They don't care that he looks like a weirdo. They don't care that he looks bad. They don't care that America looks bad. They're getting done what they want. So I truly believe if they could run Joe again, I'm not saying that they're going to, but Obama would run him again.
I can't wait to see what's going to happen with this Hunter situation because they're trying to drag this out as well.
Of course they are.
Forever. And you know what? You can, whatever it's legal, you can do that. But now they're trying to push back on the gun charges. And they're trying to say that they think they're going to have a defense now after they already said publicly, don't forget, after they said publicly that they were ready to do a plea deal because they knew he was guilty. So and thanks to a judge who saw some things going on.
That was Joe Biden really telling you like it is. That's what that was.
It's just, so we have gotten on Joe Biden a lot. We've gotten on Hunter Biden a lot.
Yes.
For what has been the worst presidency we could have ever imagined. But Jill Biden needs to take, and I don't know if anybody, she needs to take onus of this as well. This is her White House too. Don't think for a second, Michelle sat back when her and Obama were in office. You saw her out and about all the time. And afterwards as well. And some people like to be a little bit low key. Melania was a little bit more low key, but still Melania. You saw her everywhere.
But you know, Melania, what I liked about her is, of course, her style, and she was pretty and very supportive of her husband. She trolled the mainstream media every day. She would go out in her very stylish clothes, but she would have wordage on the back of her dresses, the back of her cool jackets, trolling the media. She was the best troll. I think she even trolled the media better than Trump did. It was just so subtle.
Yeah, and I didn't care if she was trolling or not.
I liked it.
She had a role, she performed it, and she was good at doing it. Jill Biden is allowing this bullshit to happen because she's part of the inside group that is allowing all of this to happen. And when you see it go down in your country, your great country, and they're responsible for it, don't ever let anybody forget or not talk about Jill Biden's role in this. Because even national comedians, you got anchors, politicians, they're all calling for him to leave. They're calling for him to wake up, to help. And she's just sitting there, okay, all right, it's all going to be good. I wouldn't be surprised if she had a different husband.
I bet you're right.
I mean, something going on.
There's something going on for sure.
Because none of it makes sense. None of it is adding up to me in this day and age with what we're seeing from our government. Correct. None of it adds up.
Nothing.
Oh, that's good. Even JM says even Hunter has publicly called Jill Biden out for being a lousy person.
Yes. Jeannie's right about that. Hunter has. And if Hunter's calling her out, who is the baddest of bad, that makes sense that Jill is not good.
Well, I'm curious, Donna, please expand upon what you just wrote on our live chat. Donna says, sticking by your husband's side when he is being crucified. It almost seems as if you're sticking up for her. And if you are, that's fine. That's totally fine.
I thought she was meaning Melania. I think Donna's, okay. I could be wrong, but I think Donna's meaning that Melania was standing next to Donald Trump as he was being crucified. That's who I think she was talking
about. Aaron
says
says what you see happening in DC right now is a mob. It is not it's a mob, not a family. And when you have somebody who is as weak as this man is, and he is weak, and we all know there's nothing good about Joe Biden. And he's even a cranky guy on top of it.
He is cranky.
He's cranky. He's mean. He's old. He's tired. He's struggling. He can't walk. He can't talk. He can't function. He wants to vacate and has vacationed more than any president in the history of this country.
Mhm.
The American public knows that he will not win another election if they pushed him forward,
Correct.
which is why I say he's not going. Now, Glenn says Joe and Jill used their drug-addicted son as a middleman, and it says it all. And that's regarding the money that was coming in. And there is evidence of it, which is sad.
There is evidence
because
of it.
it's not getting any better. This situation is getting worse with the Bidens. And it all became a situation that we were talking about because of what's happening, excuse me, with Hunter's gun charges.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's going to plead not guilty. He's not going to do a plea deal anymore. And that will be dragged out. It'll be a situation where I don't know. I don't even know if it gets done before Joe. And I'm still convinced there's no way in hell Joe is running.
Yeah. And they've got nobody, and
the best part the Democrats can do right now, at least the Democrat, if you're a Democrat or not, is wait, in my humble opinion, let Joe be there. Just let everything continue to go. Hey, the Republicans think they got a guy. They think they got a candidate. We'll continue to go after Trump. We'll continue to try to get him in court. We'll continue to play this game. And then at the last moment, bring somebody in.
Mm-hmm. Well, and someone on Rumble, JBD, says, Vic, when you were talking about how this all doesn't add up, everything that's going on in D.C. and our government, JBD says, Vic, it does add up. Democrats don't care who they hurt, and their goal is absolute tyranny, and it has to be accomplished at all costs. And I agree with that. They're doing it all.
Well, tyranny's real. I get
it. It is real.
But
yeah. Tyranny is real, and we're seeing it. And you know what? They used to hide it. I guess it's good that we now see it, where before they were doing this to us all this time, maybe a little slower pace, hiding it behind all of their little pomp and circumstance. Now they know we know. They don't care. They know they're ruining our country. They know that they're having tyranny going on, and they don't care that we know. And I'm not sure if that's a good thing. So now we know who is who, or is it now that it's coming at such a fast pace, we can't stop it with Biden in office? Because it's, like I said earlier, the Heritage Foundation is saying we need to look at what happened last month and the next 2 months coming up. We're having an invasion like we haven't even had yet.
Well, yeah, we've been talking about it for a long time.
Absolutely.
It's what happens.
Yes.
How about some better news?
Yeah, let's hear some good news.
Well, actually, we got to show the bad news first.
Okay, what's the bad news?
Before we get to Trump. Trump's the good news. So
Trump is yep.
We have a listener in Texas listening to us down in San Antonio, and she sent us, this is a normal clip on a daily basis from San Antonio television news. So she wanted everybody to see this. So she recorded it and she sent it into the show.
Thank you for doing that.
And here's what it is.
EC's Henry, just within the last hour, we have seen 2 buses full of migrants come here to this center. I'm going to step out so we can see this bus that we're zooming into right now just arrived actually less than 30 minutes ago. And right now, as you mentioned,
double-decker bus
of hundreds of migrants outside this center. And that is because they will not be able to get inside. They are at full capacity, and that means they have 700 beds full inside Catholic Charities, inside the Migrant Center tonight. Now, the CEO of Catholic Charities tells us they are coming from several different entry points along the border, but many migrants we spoke to tonight say they came from Eagle Pass. Right now, again, the center as at full capacity, 700 people inside, which leaves hundreds, I would say, without a place to sleep tonight. When we did speak to those migrants, a lot of them told us that they will have to be sleeping behind these businesses in this area, behind dumpsters even, because they have nowhere else to go. And I want to mention too, as I'm looking around, I'm seeing families, I'm seeing young children right now outside with nowhere to go tonight. And the CEO of Catholic Charities admits there's not much they can do to solve this problem, to solve this crisis, really.
Well, yeah, if you come into... Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead. No, you play it. Let's hear them. I'm sorry.
We are right now at the government's mercy. I mean, there are people who have no place to go. They are legal in the country right now. They have papers to present themselves to the judges. So at Catholic Church, we're trying to help them to spend here several nights until they can go to the final destination. So, I mean, I would think that people can pray for them. We're asking for clothes. We're asking for toys for the children because we have children.
Okay, did he say that they're legal in the country?
That's what I couldn't understand what he was saying, but I thought he actually said that.
I thought he said they're legal. They have papers.
Yeah.
Not on buses.
several nights until they can go to the final destination. So, I mean, I will think that people can pray for them. We're asking for clothes. We're asking for a place to go. They are legal in the country right now. They have
They're
papers
what?
to present
They're
themselves to the
legal.
judges.
You heard it
So
right.
Catholic Church, we're trying to
They're
help them to
legal
stay.
in the country.
You know, we are right now at the
That's a
government's
lie.
mercy. I mean,
That is a
there are
lie.
people
The
who have
legal
no
ones are
place to
not on
go.
buses.
They are legal in the country right now. They have papers to present themselves to.
I
They're
wonder
legal
what
in
his
this
name
country.
is.
They have papers to present.
That is very scary. And it's happening so fast, so much. And like you pointed out, there's a double-decker bus. And where are they going? We know where they're going. People don't think it's in their town yet. It is. It's all over. And they're coming faster and faster and faster and faster amounts. And they're doing it so fast because they are fearful that President Trump is going to come back and stop this. And so they're doing it as fast as they can. And of course, the obvious is some of them are going to vote. A lot of, but some of them aren't. I mean, so this is definitely for voting and mail-in ballots, but it's from what you said earlier. It's changing our country from the ground, from the roots that we are, and making it totally different. And when I was talking about Heritage Foundation earlier, they were saying they're wanting to bring in a different race or races that is not what's here now. And that's not just white, that's whites and blacks. They want people of a different race being the one that's the majority and putting their foot stamp on this country.
As far as the voting aspect goes, if you're not you even if you're a legal citizen of the United States, you can't run for president, right?
Correct. Well,
Correct.
Obama did.
Well, right. Well, he claimed to be a U.S. But
Yes.
anyway,
Yeah.
either way. So why would you be able to, even if you're a legal citizen that came here, that why would you be able to even vote at that point? You know what I mean? If you're here on visa or why would you be able to vote for the president of that country?
Well, what I'm concerned about is what we were just talking about.
Mm-hmm.
The man said they're legal. They show papers.
Right.
Yes.
How can they be legal?
Right.
Does that mean that at the border they're being given papers to say you're legal now?
Yes. Yes.
And
Yes.
there is no vetting. There is no coming
Mhm.
in and doing things from a legal standpoint. Or is that guy lying? Or is he just doing what he's told by somebody else?
I think it's quite convenient that his name was not up on the lower third.
I thought so too, because I was looking for that dude's name.
Right.
They said it, and they said he was the director of the Catholic Charities. So
Mhm. I didn't catch his name though.
Sometimes if it's a live shot and if it's breaking news, there's not time to get a name up there. That's not done. I don't think that's done on purpose because I know the business. But damn, to say that those people
Are legal. They said
And
that they
there's
were
no-
legal.
but here's the other thing. If they're legal, which 100% I tell you they are not legal.
They're not.
Not
No.
coming in under that circumstance with the boat, with the double-decker bus. And then that story was a very heartfelt, one-sided story
Of course it was.
for
Mhm.
them being
Yes.
out and about. And of course, it's the opportunity to pull on heartstrings
Mm-hmm.
to get what you want.
This is the first time we've seen a bunch of kids too. Like,
Yeah.
it's just very convenient that all the other footage that we see, there's no kids, but on this one where they're trying to pull on the heartstrings, they
Yes,
get kids.
there's children. Absolutely. And I understand heartstrings, but they're not sending, in most cases, their best and their brightest. They're sending people here to infiltrate for nefarious reasons.
There could be. I mean, not everybody, but there is no doubt in anybody's mind with a rational brain that bad people are not coming in with good
Mhm.
people.
Right. No, that's for sure. And it's just sad what is happening. And like when I was watching that footage, I thought just even 5-6 years ago back, I never thought I would see that it's just that clear. We knew it was happening, but they're, like I said earlier, they're not hiding. They're shoving these people in here as fast as they can. It's quite frightening to me. I don't know what all of the rest of you think. I think a lot of you feel that too. It's actually frightening because my number one job, and a lot of you on the chat line too, is to be that parent to the children that you raised and keep them first and foremost safe. And, getting to the point of being safe, it was very interesting. This is still on topic. My daughter's school, bravo to them, I love them, did an intruder training. And my daughter, when she got in the car, she was like, "Oh my gosh, Mom, I had an adrenaline rush." And I said, "What do you mean?" And they actually had the gunshot, had the person shooting them, actually did the real act. But here's the thing. Amongst the kids, I'm not saying this was the teachers, amongst the kids, my daughter said the number one thing that they talked about was, we're probably going to have this happen to us in the next 4 years that we're here, because so many people are criminals. That where are they coming from? They're coming across the border. And my daughter, who's only 14, could articulate that. And she said, "Here's the deal, Mom. I looked around at some of my friends, and if we have an intruder, they're going to be dead because they panicked. They cried. They actually had real blood showing people that died, who didn't." And she said the ones that got the adrenaline rush, that just did what they needed to do right away, they're the ones that are going to live. But she said a third of the school would be dead. And you know what? The kids at 14 understand probably these shootings are going to be done by someone that came across the border, probably have mental issues. And so I was bravo to my daughter and her friends. After this, a group of them went out to eat, and they weren't just the 14-year-olds. She went to lunch with kids that were juniors and seniors. And a lot of them are not afraid. They felt very emboldened by their school. There was an intruder, yesterday, the intruder training.
Well, we can't say that but we can't say that it's all going to be illegals.
But a lot of them are. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, there are, but it's not just illegals.
A big majority of them, if you look, a big majority of these are illegals, or it's people of the Democrat regime. You don't see Republicans going to shoot schools up.
No,
that's just a fact.
Donna says she worries about her grandkids' futures, and you should.
Mm-hmm. We should.
So many people today jumping in. Our country has changed forever.
Yes,
it has. Our country, from Jessica's, in total devastation. You have to keep your faith and stay strong somehow, some way, whatever that means. The buses, those are fancy buses.
Yeah, they were pretty fancy, weren't they?
Those are taken care of by our government. That's not just by chance. Right. Jim says he lives in San Antonio as well. It says it's obvious what's going on in Texas. The red state is under attack to become blue.
Yes, he's absolutely right.
And then Sandy, who sent us the video that she felt everybody needed to see what's actually on their local news every day. She says literally every day, thousands and thousands and thousands of people coming across, and sympathetic reporters who aren't covering both sides of the stories. And if I remember, was that reporter also Hispanic?
He sounded Hispanic. Yeah.
It was a man. I thought it was a woman. Okay. It was a Hispanic man.
Yeah. It was a Hispanic man. He spoke very clearly.
No, the reporter was a woman, and she was Hispanic
as
well. Yeah.
But that is San Antonio, though. The majority.
Right. The Catholic Charities guy was. Yeah.
She told me after sending me the video that, guys, this is only one of the missions in San Antonio. There are several that are going through this as well. They say that they get 3,000 people a week, but it's now up to 5,000 a week. One mission, 5,000 a week. What does the rest of the country think that our missions are? And our detention centers and our holding centers, what do you think that they look like? They're all maxed.
Yeah, they're maxed out.
People have to go somewhere.
So they're on the streets in tents and laying all over the place. And yeah.
As Glenn reminds us, California used to be a red state before massive illegal immigration took over the state.
That is very true. And that's happening in Texas right now.
Look at what's happening in New York. It's been a liberal city, fine, liberal state, but now you have residents going the opposite way and calling out their governor, calling out their mayor. The mayor talking about how New York has been forever changed. And if New York has been forever changed, according to the mayor, this country eventually will be forever changed.
Yes. We're already there. Unfortunately, we're already there.
Kevin says latest numbers that he saw 45,000 illegals into Texas just over the weekend. And that's 45,000 they know about.
Correct. And there's a lot more than that.
Pam, I think it will take more than 50 double-decker buses to return them, but I think you're being kind of sarcastic. I get it. It's a massive issue that continues to happen, and you have to bring it up. And it's not a matter of not being a kind person. There are laws, rules, and order in place for a reason, and it's so that you can control the situation. When I say control, it's a good thing in regards to monitoring from a safety standpoint, resource standpoint, supply standpoint. It's too much all at once.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to bust, and we're starting to bust. And we have a commander in chief, term used loosely, who's lost, who's decrepit, forgetful,
Mm-hmm.
weak.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the other words.
Moronic.
Yeah, he is, but angry.
Yeah,
old
very
angry,
very angry. Yeah, like he has dementia. Angry.
No longer qualified.
Yes, not qualified. I don't think he was
unqualified.
Yes, good. Mm-hmm. He was never qualified, but.
And then these people have to go somewhere. If news is going to cover stories to let people know what's going on, fine, that is it. But you also have to talk to other people if they're willing to talk about, why are you here? You shouldn't be here. Where are the governments when this comes down? And once again, can you honestly say this is one man? Yeah, it is one man. Donald Trump has already told us what would happen if he's president. He says it's going to stop it immediately.
Yeah, good. We need it to stop.
Do I believe him? Yeah, I do. Do I think he's the man for that job? Yeah, I do. Because I do think it's the number one issue facing this country.
It is the number one. Yes. And like Pam and Donna were saying, I want to see those double-decker buses pulling up, rounding. It's not going to be easy, but rounding the illegals and taking them back over the border. I don't know what you do with them. I don't know if they're from Venezuela. Do you take them to Venezuela? But they need to go back to where they came from if they're illegal. But we just talked about that. They're trying to make them legal at the border. I mean, maybe because they know that Donald Trump is coming back and he's going to deport them all. And so they want to make them legal and confuse the situation.
It's going on, and it's not going to get any better. That's for sure. We're not going to stop talking about it. That's for sure.
We can't.
And of course, we know they don't have all their cupcakes.
No, they don't.
Or vaccinations of any kind.
Of any kind. They don't have any. And that's where I think a lot of people woke up, and we've said this several times, but you know that if the border's wide open, they really don't give a frick about COVID and masks, because these people coming across the border don't have anything, and a lot of them probably have diseases. So that tells you everything you need to know about the farce of everything we talk about.
Yeah, I wish we could end on a better note. So that's what I'm going to try to.
Yeah, end it on that good one.
Trump and pizza.
Pizza.
What could be better? Except a Jack and Diet Coke? I'm kidding for our listeners earlier. This is Donald Trump video.
He likes Diet Coke.
From Iowa. He shows up at a bar to hand out pizzas. This is great. We'll show you this before we get out of here today. Well, that was great for those islands.
I want a pizza from Trump. I do. You know what? If I could have anything. So if any of you guys want to give me a present ever, have Donald Trump give me a pizza and I could die tomorrow. I'd be really happy.
As Rob says, as we say goodbye today, genius move. Trump.
Genius move. Genius.
Showing up with pizza. You got to love it.
Got to love it.
Proud to be American with Lake Greenwood.
Yes. Love everything about that.
Anything
I'm glad you played that last. No, there's nothing to add, because that's the best way to end the show.
Joe, you good? What are you going to say?
You good?
Well, I was somewhere I read that he was going to go to East Palestine or something like that. Yeah, Trump 2.0 is going to East Palestine before Biden.
I believe that to be true. I believe it. So today, everybody, if you love America, this is just my opinion. This isn't even the show's opinion. Go drink your Coke today. I know it's bad for you. Diet Coke if you're a Trump lover, and have a pizza. Take your picture, send it to us, and we'll put them up tomorrow.
Okay.
No, I'm not kidding. If you send us a picture with a pizza and whatever drink, I don't care what drink, and say something on it like you like Donald Trump, we'll have a reel of it tomorrow. We'll
I want a
just put them
Trump
all
pizza.
up. I want a Trump pizza.
Yeah, there you go. All right, this is canceltheshow.com for Pro Joe, taking care of everything from a technical standpoint and telling us about his one-night love affair with John. You stole her from John Cusack.
Yes, she did. Yes.
You stole a woman from John Cusack.
I can't believe you did that, Joe.
Poor John Cusack. He'll never be the same.
No, he won't. Anybody that meets Pro Joe, they'll never be the same.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. For Lizzie Sparks, I'm Vic Faust. Gary says he's also meeting with the auto workers.
Very good.
That strike. Well, yeah, we'll look for some updates on that. It's all coming up tomorrow. Thanks, guys, for joining us for canceltheshow.com. If you know of any partners, business sponsors, Vic at canceltheshow.com. Let me know, Vic at canceltheshow.com. You can also contact Crystal at canceltheshow.com. That's Crystal with a K. Crystal at canceltheshow.com. We'll get into all of that. We appreciate it. Look forward to a free-for-all Friday tomorrow. Bill Eigel at 8 o'clock. Have a great day, everybody.